College can be stressful. Many universities offer counseling, social events, and other resources for students. But on a large campus like UC San Diego's, sifting through all the options can be a daunting task. That's where Willow comes in.
Willow is your go-to app for everything UCSD, centralizing all resources and events that we have on campus into one app.
Jerens Castillo is studying cognitive science. He designed the app.
You get to select different preferences through each category that we have, such as mental health and wellness. For this, I'll just say relationships, one-to-one therapy, and yoga, and then physical health, so we'll do rec center activities, personal growth, lifestyle improvement.
Then it shows resources you might like based on those preferences, from basketball games and camping trips to career fairs and food pantries. Crisis lines and other emergency services are also accessible from the homepage. Castillo says even he was surprised at all his university had to offer.
Because once I started working on Willow, we were looking at so many resources, whether it be mental, physical health, spirituality, and I started to realize how much I don't know, especially as a fourth year.
Dr. Ed Junkins is the executive director of UC San Diego's Student Health and Well-Being. He says students are experiencing more anxiety and depression, but don't know how to help themselves.
We have a great deal of resources for students. A lot of times students don't know how to get to these resources, so they can't help themselves when it's early enough to intervene.
In a spring 2023 survey, 40% of UC San Diego students reported that stress negatively impacted their academics. More than half reported feeling lonely. The state of California appropriated $5 million in funding for the university to create a mental health platform for students.
The interpretation of that call on our campus was to put thought into designing and innovating an app for students by students.
Willow launched last fall after 2 years of work by students, faculty, and staff. Through student interviews and focus groups, the app's designers learned that mental health and well-being aren't just about going to therapy.
A big part of our finding with the students originally was that the challenges with mental health are not just about somebody being depressed, but rather the causes of depression or anxiety or whatever that might be. And that can relate to the overall wellness of a person. It could be your academics or housing insecurity or anything else.
Manas Bedmata designed the app's artificial intelligence. Along with the categories students pick when customizing their preferences, the AI tracks how students interact with the app so it can make better recommendations.
As and when we get more users on the app or as we get more activity on the app, we start learning a lot more about what is the overall, what I like to call the pulse of the campus, where what are students generally liking or not liking.
He says university administrators could use that data when deciding what kinds of resources, classes, and activities to offer. Junkins says other UC campuses could eventually use Willow too.
We're very excited that the prospect of sharing the app, not only across the system, but possibly even with partners regionally.
In the meantime, Bedmata, Castillo, and other students who worked on the app are already seeing it in action.
To see it throughout campus, to see my friends' faces on bus stops, even off campus, it's the coolest thing ever. And to see my friends say that they're using this, and they didn't even know that I made it. They're like, oh, dude, I saw this on Willow. And I'm like, I made that.
The latest version of the app features collections of resources for different types of students, like freshmen getting to know the campus. Castillo's advice, don't be afraid to put yourself out there.
You kind of have to be shameless when you're on this app, because sometimes some people will think, oh, I'm too cool to go to this. But honestly, taking that away from everything, that's where you find the coolest people.
People also looking to build connections with their fellow Tritons. Katie Anastas, KPBS News.